Hello world! Welcome back to another HackerRank Python challenge video. In this video, we're going to be solving lists. Let's get started. Consider a list. List equals empty list. You can perform the following commands. Insert, i.e. insert integer e at position I, print the list, remove e, delete the first occurrence of integer e, append e, insert integer e at the end of the list, and sort the list. Pop the last element from the list. Reverse the list. Okay, so we have a lot of operations here. So we have n, right? And n represents the number of lines of commands, where each command will be the 7 types listed above. Iterate through each command in order and perform the corresponding operation on your list. Okay. So, do we have any constraints? No constraints this time. So what we can do, actually, is instead of using n, so we know that we're looping through, n number of times, right, per each command. So we're going to say for i in range of n, right, because that's how many times we're going to want to execute. We're going to say, since they're commands, we'll just call them cmd equals and input dot split, right? What that's going to do is that's going to take our input and it's basically going to, give us a split version of it, right? So what we're going to do is basically check for each type of command, right? And we have 7 here. So what we're going to do is if command 0, right, because that's going to give us a command, is equal to insert, then we're going to say insert I at, and let's go ahead and define ourselves a list as well. So we're going to say L equals empty list. Then we're going to say L dot insert. And what that should do, according to here, it's index object, right? So our first value is going to be the index, and we know that I is going to be our index, which is going to be the first parameter. If we were to pass in the insert command, then our second, parameter, or in our, split array of our inputted command, right, is going to be the index. So we can just do command at 1, comma, command at 2, right? And that should in theory do the insert into our list. So now we're going to check and say elif, right? Since if this one fails, right? If it's not insert, then we're going to check for print, right? And so if command at 0 is equal to print, then we're going to say print L, right? Because that's all we got to do is print the list. Now, if our command is 0, if our command is remove, then we're simply going to L.remove command at 1, right? Because as we can see here, we're doing remove e, so we have a value after remove, and that's what we're going to be removing. Now, if our command is equal to append, we've seen this in a previous challenge, right? Or previous challenges, we'll just do L.append whatever our value is. Whatever that second parameter is, right? Now, elif command 0 is equal to sort, then we're going to say cmd, L.sort. Now, we don't have to do anything special for this, right? Because .sort will perform the function on our list and store the result in our previous list, right? Or our defined list. It will perform a live operation on our list, just like all of these will, right? it'll automatically update the list for us. Unlike sorted, which generates a whole new list without modifying the previous list. So, we're almost done. We've got 2 more left, so let's go ahead and knock those out as well. So elif command 0 equal to pop. Then all we're going to do is pop L, right? We're just gonna pop from our list, the top portion of our list. How popping works is if you view our list as like a stack, right? It's always the last value in is going to be the first value out. So pop will literally pop the last value of our list, since that should be the first one that comes out. Oh, and I probably need to do l.pop instead. There we go. And as you can see, pop, the default index that it pops is the last index. Now, if we do elif sandy equals 0, reverse, then we're going to say, we're just going to reverse the list. And I think that reverse is also a function. Yep. So that'll reverse our list, just like that. Now, we're going to go ahead and throw an extra else in here, just because we want to have like a safety boundary just in case. And we're just going to have an else that basically just prints invalid, or ill-formatted, I guess we could call it, command specified, inputted. And then we'll just say skipping. All right. So that's essentially going to do is like, if you say you mess up your command, whatever, right? This will just allow us to see if it is not formatted properly, or you just put in a command that didn't exist, right? So let's go ahead and run the code and let's see what we get. Insert string object cannot be interpreted as an integer. Oh, right. So when you read in from input, it's always read in as an integer as a string. Even if you put in just a number, it's always read in as a string unless you map it to an integer or, do a type conversion on it. So what we actually have to do for this one is simply convert our commands to strings, right? And we'll probably get another similar error, right? Because .remove is also in the same boat, where we have to essentially convert that to an integer as well. These are integer inputs. And instances, a string, and int. Oh, right. So we actually need to make sure that all of our numbers that are appended are also integers. Okay, so that should fix all of our problems. And lo and behold, there we go. So we have all these commands, and we can see from our output what's going on, right? Because it only prints it, I think, 3 times in the sample input, right? So we're only gonna get 3, indicators of what takes place each time. Now we could do a print. We could have rewritten the input and had a print after each one. That way we could see what's taking place each time, but we don't need to do that. It's very straightforward. I mean, you're inserting something out of position. Print, you're printing the list. Remove, you're deleting the first occurrence of whatever value you pass in. You append the whatever integer you're passing in to the end of the list, sorting the list, popping the last element from the list, and then reversing the list. Very straightforward commands, nothing too difficult to understand, except maybe the pop one. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, check our Discord and Patreon links down in the description box down below, and comment on the video whether you liked it or not, what could be improved, etc., etc. and I'll see you in the next video. This is Almond Milk signing out.